Oh, hold on one moment, please. This little guy, he fell. He's making fun of the way I talk. Like. Sorry, I tried to make him go to sleep, and then he woke back up. I told him to get out of my life. Hey, Miss Teely. Hey, Kathleen. Nellbell. Seriously, you guys, hold on. I'm multi-streaming on Facebook as well. See, he makes fun of me. He makes fun of the way that I talk because I say like a lot. He said, I'm sorry, but what? I just got this Furby in the mail, and he came automatically programmed to be possessed. Hey, Alpha Time. Oh, love you too. Hey, High Priestess. Did you hear he copied me? Did you say love you too? You guys, I want to apologize about this. I didn't expect for him to wake back up. He started snoring, and then all of a sudden he woke back up once I went live. And hold on, I'm trying to multi-stream over on Facebook over here. So please gather around, and hopefully by the time we get back, Mr. Oh, actually, I'll tell you my Furby's name in a minute. It kind of goes along with what we're talking about today. No chance. No dance. No chance. No dance. No chance. Give me second chances. That's so cool! I won! Yay! Ow! Ow! My He won't shut up. Yes, it's a Furby. Love you. He won't zip it. He just asked me to feed him again. Go to bed. He won't go to sleep anyways. Yeah, I love Furby too, but there's no turn off button on this one. See, hey, Jennifer, Gulf Coast Mama, put him in the closet. You guys, seriously, he's not supposed... Look at him. Welcome, Jenna. You used to have a Furby when you were younger, and you're half tempted to get another. I ordered this one off eBay. He's a 2012 Furby. He just pushed himself over. Good, now go to hell. Anyways, hello, Purple Butterfly. Lavina, hello. Hopefully, I don't know if he just died. He shut up once he fell face down. He fell flat on his face, and now he's not saying anything. Maybe it's because he's not on his feet anymore. Hello, Ruby. Hello, Beckachu. Wow. Hello. Yeah, you can have this one, because I'm getting real sick and tired of him. I like my Elmo better. He's cute. And then look, guys, look what finally came. I got my Molly Go Lightly candle, and I got my Save Robbie candle. And holy crap! So I haven't been on in a couple of days because I've just been busy, and plus I haven't been feeling very well. I've had a lot of anxiety because I switched back over. I stopped taking that what was it, gabapentin that I was taking, and I switched back over to Effexor. So I've been trying to adjust to that. I'll tell you one thing about Effexor, though. It sure makes your body hot. I'll tell you that right now. Oh, God. Tell me if the fan's too loud, because it feels good on Papa. T-shirt go to you? Jilly, what T-shirt? Hey, Desired. Hope you're doing good. Oh, God. Can you guys hear that fan? Because if not, I'm leaving it on me. That or I'm going to strip down all my clothes. You're recovered from COVID. I just took an at-home COVID test the other day because I thought maybe possibly I might have got the second round even though I'm vaccinated. But the at-home one is really cool. You can get it at CVS or Walgreens. Proceed to your T-shirts. Huh? Hey, Janice. Is it Janice or Janice? Effexor made you sleep for days. It doesn't do that to me. It actually makes me feel, my pain goes away and I feel very energetic. But the only problem with Effexor is, oh my God, it makes me feel like I'm going through menopause. Okay. And I have my dentist appointment tomorrow, so I will not be taking it during my dentist appointment because I don't want to be sitting there in a chair. Hot. You feel me? Love you, Lufa. So anyways, guys, the sound is great. Okay, good. I'm leaving my fan on. It's freaking burning up. You take 30. Oh, see, I was only on 300 milligrams, Jenna, but I told my doctor, I can't. There are certain things, look, I like to stay focused, and I don't want something to make me feel weird. I want it to make me feel more focused. Gabapentin just isn't for me. And it stopped help. It didn't really help with pain after like the first week. I think it was mind over matter. My dad's he is home from the hospital and he is resting. So there's that. My 6-year-old, Robbie, my 6-year-old, my mom and I are all recovering COVID. Also, my husband was negative, but we were all positive. And you were vaccinated beforehand? Wow. Hey, Karen. Okay, so anyways, let me ask you guys a question, okay? I really think Furby. Did you guys know that? If you have a Furby and he won't shut up, I think when they fall over on their side, they shut up and they stop moving. Probably because it's a fire hazard or something, right? Ashley. That's sweet. Anyways, does anybody know who this woman is? Anyone? Let me tell you something about why I listen. You know, people all the time we say, oh, I love true crime. Then I think about it and I'm like, no, I don't like, it's not, because then you're saying you love crime in itself. I love a good mystery. That's Frankie from Stigmata? That's Gail Weathers. There you go, Kathleen, Gail Weathers. Now, I love a good mystery. Yes, Melanie got it. Courtney Cox, Gail Weathers. I love a good mystery. Hey, Jenna. Hey, Mandy. And I like justice. So I consider myself part of the true crime community because I'm mainly a viewer in the true crime community. I mainly like to watch and I like to see when justice happens. Now, hit a 1 in the chat if you often hit and click a link on something and expect to get one thing and you get another in the true crime community. Just curious, because we have all this, breaking news. You failed the horror test. Back at you. You better catch up. The new Scream's coming out in January. Oh, wow. Lots of ones. Huh. Hello over on Facebook, by the way. I know we're live over there too, and I don't double stream, but I think it'll pop up in here. So the reason, by the way, we were going to talk about UFOs tonight, but my guy that I was going to have on, I think we're going to reschedule because he, I don't know what happened. He just got busy. But I was looking this morning. I woke up and I'm scrolling through looking at all this true crime stuff popping up. And if you didn't notice, there's 3 names in particular I tagged in this video. That's Chris Watts, Suzanne Morphew, and Summer Wells. Hey, Natasha. And I don't know if you guys are aware or not, but do you ever often wake up and do you check your missing persons report in your area, or do you guys look into that kind of stuff? Because I am a fan of true crime. I like justice. I like all of that kind of stuff, and I like getting the bad guys and putting them in jail and getting them done. But I think the reason I titled this, "Do You Actually Care About True Crime?" is because there's some true crime creators. See, there you go. Natasha does. And Natasha, you talk about a lot of different cases, which I respect about you. And there's other people on here that do too. Life Perplexed, she talks about different cases. Cases near you, and you're on Evelyn Boswell's search team. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. Butterfly kisses. So I like how you said crime instead of just true crime. Because if you ask me personally, I actually like fake crime better. I like a good mystery movie, okay? But unfortunately, there's real crime in the real world, right? You care, but who cares, Augie? Yeah, well, yeah. Hello over on Facebook. So the reason I asked that is because I'm scrolling through and I see Summer Wells. And you guys want to know something? I don't know anything about the Summer Wells case, except that she went missing And supposedly what, she was in the kitchen with her brothers, right? I don't know anything about it. And you're probably like, oh, you dick, don't you care about a missing child? Of course I do. I care about missing people. There you go. Natasha, that's exactly what I'm bringing up here. I'm going to get to my point here in a minute. So there are plenty of true crime creators that I really like to watch. A lot of them aren't even in this little true crime community, I guess you would call it, right? Or whatever this community is that you call. Hey, Lisa. So I'm looking and I finally click on, a couple of these Summer Wells videos. And a friend of mine called me a little while ago. This was a couple of weeks ago. And she said, are you going to do Summer Wells? And I said, no, I'm not true crime. I'm in the true crime community. And if something interests me, then I'll do it. Do you want to know why I don't talk or even look into that one? Hey, Cher. Hey, Tattoos. Yeah, I saw that, Butterfly Kisses. Here's why. First of all, let me ask you, you guys know why I started the Chris Watts case when I did it? Anybody? And the reason I bring up Gail Weathers is because we all want to be Gail Weathers, right? We all want to crack the case. And I even believe her news story in the Scream franchise was called Top Story. Do you want to know why that is? As much as I love Gail Weathers, the character, love her, love Courtney Cox as Gail Weathers, but it's like climbing to the top and trying to get on top. And that's how Gail Weathers is in that movie. She is. She wants to be on the top. She wants to expose the bad guy, but she wants the popularity to go along with it. So when I look at stuff and I'm looking through this Colorado missing report, and there's people that have been missing, let's see, Barbara Walker, 29 years old, been missing since December 31st of 2017. Anybody ever heard of her? Let's continue. Carol Alber Kincaid. Now, this was updated today, by the way. From Denver, Colorado, 54 years old, missing since December 8th, 2017. Anybody heard of her? Nope. Lavina says no. Shall I keep going? 33 years old, Philip Jones, missing from Colorado Springs since November 20th of 2017. So the reason I bring this up, you guys, is because lots of people, you guys will send me, Furby, don't you dare start. He's waking up. He's waking up. Hold on. Go to bed. Oh, thank God, that killed him again. Hey, Daniel. So when you look through all these different missing people, you can look in your area, you guys. All I had to do, just look up whatever state you're in, or you could do it across the map. I look up Colorado missing report, and it shows people missing from Colorado or wherever the heck you want to look at it from. So kind of what Natasha just said, the reason I bring this up is because every video that I clicked on about Summer Wells, and it wasn't very many, the people say, we want to bring attention to this case so that we can find her or whatever. That's great. But I think there's a lot of attention already brought to this case, don't you think? Don't you think that all of these ones that we have not heard their names before, there is, my God, I'm looking at this list over here. Look, hold on. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. You covered Kimberly Raymer and Shanna's people. Natasha, was that the girl? That's not the girl that you were just covering that got beat on camera, right? Let me show you this real fast. Look at this. This is in Colorado. Now, and this is, what is it? Colorado.missing.report. Look at all of these people. Children, probably mothers, brothers, sisters, grandparents. Look at all of those people. Okay, and these are the cases that it shows on here that are actively missing. Okay, so when we look at that kind of stuff, and I'm into a good mystery. Oh, they're local to you. Okay, I'm into a good mystery. I like what mainly I view true crime. Now, if something sparks my interest, then I'll talk about it, whether it be my genitalia be infested by syphilis or a missing person or God only knows what. Okay, you never really know what I'm going to be talking about. But when I'm looking at this kind of stuff and I'm wondering, these people say we care, we want to help. But then you're seeing a repeated pattern every day. And I am guilty of this. The Chris Watts case I got drawn into via the Trent Bolt situation, and then it was close to me, and I kind of got sucked into it from there. Was I interested in the Chris Watts case? No, I was not. No, not for about a year or so. When I finally got interested in it, though, was when you go to the house and you get that intuition and that vibe and that feeling. And then you speak your mind on it. And I have not so popular an opinion of, hey, chicken head, of the Chris Watts case. But that's the whole point of true crime, right? Is discussing and getting points of view so that you can get down to the truth. But obviously, we all know with that case that it gets very, people just get very offended, or they'll call you a victim basher or whatever. So there's really not anything new to click on with that case anymore. But I will tell you, each time I went to that house, each time we did a spirit box, anything like that, people came over and they would rush over and they'd watch it. And then I had to ask myself after a while, is there anything else that I'm caring about this case, or am I just addicted to the feeling of people watching me go to the Watts house? Are you just addicted to putting that person's name in your title and them coming over and watching you? And I know that feeling. I know that feeling from watching it on other people's channels or myself experiencing it, going to the Chris Watts house and having 700 people watching you. Was it because I cared? Yes, at the time that was. Because after about a year, I was like, wow, this case is really interesting. And then I started leaning towards the first confession, and people were like, don't do that. You don't want to say that. And I'm like, wait a minute, why? What's wrong with that? If we're looking into our intuition and we're looking into a case, shouldn't we look at all angles? I quickly learned my lesson on that one. Because let me tell you about the Chris Watts case. It is toxic, Daniel. That case, I was not interested. I got sucked into it because of the whole Trent Bolt situation. And then I kind of got interested after I went to the house. When I went to that house, now you guys know how I test my intuition, right? I've had people email me before and saying, oh my God, I can't believe you were right about your intuition. You were dead on right. Now, am I saying I'm right every time? No, it's for entertainment purposes. Hey, Cassie over on Facebook, but you have to go with your gut intuition. Every time I've gone to the Watts house, we're not going to get into it, I've had the same feeling. Now, you could say that's mind over matter or whatever, but I am an empath and I have feelings. And it's like a photograph playing over and over and over and over and over again. And so I got very interested in that, but I learned very quickly that you cannot, especially with the Chris Watts case, you can't voice your opinion. And it's not even my opinion, it's just what I feel from what I've watched with the home videos. Hey, Pine Mountain, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, Pine Mountain. But the whole point of true crime is so you can discuss, because it does become like politics, so you can discuss stuff and you can get points of views, and it's like a game of Clue. Which card is missing and which one's not? And which room do they go into and what weapon do they use? After 3 years, I could never hear about it again and live a happy life. Hey, you know what? If I hear some new news on it, yeah, of course I'd want to hear it, right? But when you click on something and it says breaking news, I expect to see breaking news. Not some bullcrap that's recycled or watching the same interrogation video over and over and over again. You got a different vibe from the house, Ruby? Amen, Susan Bonds. Amen. And Susan Bonds covers many different true crime cases. So am I still interested in the Watts case as far as my opinion and what I think of it? Yeah. Because I truly, in my opinion, am set in my ways. You're obsessed with the Watts case? I think the obsession really is a lot of people don't believe justice is served, right? Or the truth is out there. But I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. I think with that one, it's just kind of like, wait till you get to heaven and then we'll find out the truth, right? God always reveals the truth. Chris Watts case forever. What annoys me is people releasing the driveway footage and claiming to find something new in that footage has been dissected. In every way, shape, or form, there's nothing new in there. Listen, you guys. I know, again, we all like to be a little Gale Weathers. We all like to crack a good case. We all like a good mystery, right? Am I a fan of Weld County? No, I've been arrested there. And I don't feel like it was very just, okay? Look up my criminal background if you want to look into that. However, I don't think like you're talking about the driveway video, I don't think we're going to find anything that police haven't sat down and stared at that video over and over and over that they didn't see themselves, right? There's no breaking news. He's in prison because he confessed. They close the case. There won't be any new breaking news. Well, agree and disagree, but at the same time, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I think. So let me get on to this Summer Wells. So my friend called me a few weeks ago and she was like, you should really, look into this. It's interesting, like the Watts case and stuff. How do I put this nicely? I don't fucking want to. Here's why. Now, did I have intuition? I always have intuition. Look, she didn't even really tell me the story, okay? And I do have my intuition about Summer Wells. Am I going to say it? Maybe. Maybe I'll tell you what comes to mind. But I'm seeing a trend, and it's the same as the Chris Watts case. Now, the reason I put Suzanne Morphew in this as well is because that's another one people jumped on. Suzanne Morphew. I don't know if you guys saw now, she had an affair for 2 years, and they're thinking maybe that's why he murdered her. Did you see that? Anybody see that? Come forward. Oh. Pamela says NK News CW is married. She should at least come forward with what she does know for the sake of the families. Maybe she doesn't know anything, though. Maybe she really doesn't. I mean, I think you all know my opinion on NK. I actually think me and her would get along really good. I'm just saying. You want to know why? Oh, you saw that? Jennifer... Hey, Lisa, hold on. I'll get into NK in a minute. But as far as putting, how do I say this nicely? I don't think there is a way to put it nicely. And like, I was going to go run my errands. I'm like, no, I have to get this off my chest because as a fan of a good true crime channel, I have to say about what I like to see as a viewer, because I'm mainly a viewer. I don't really do true crime unless I'm interested. So Summer Wells, okay? When I look at her face, and I'm seeing her face on a lot of your thumbnails, folks, or maybe you're not even watching and you put her in a thumbnail, and she's still missing, okay? Now, my intuition tells me it's not good, okay? That's what my intuition tells me. Okay, I'll just say what my intuition tells me. You have to say what pops to your mind first. Now, you could say I'm right or wrong whenever the truth comes out or whenever we find out what happened. But my intuition says water, deep, almost like a pipe or a sewage or something like that. Water and pipe and sand. That's what I see. Anyways, that's what I see. So you can see if my intuition's right later. Now, that is just for me too, Jennifer. I do. Now, that's the first thing that popped to mind when I've seen her face, when my friend brought it up to me, and I don't want to look into it. And it's not because I don't care. It's because it's really fucking sad. Okay? And so when you're looking at these people that are covering this, and she's not even found yet, which in my opinion, I I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. It's just what my intuition tells me. You see mud. Yeah, I see deep, like a watery grave and sand in like puddles, almost in a pipe or something like that. The mom keeps mentioning the swing. Hey, checking convictions. I get really into Suzanne Morphew because I kept dreaming about her. I wasn't even really watching stuff. I'm going to leave that up there for a minute, Kiki, because I'm getting to my point here. Kind of dancing around it because there's so many crime cases, right? So many crime cases we can talk about. Lavina, my intuition tells me man's boots. Almost like those boots you need to walk through water. That's what my intuition tells me. Now, you can say that's for entertainment purposes only, okay, because that's just the first thing that pops to my head, and I always test my intuition. Oh my God, Jenna, that's crazy you said that, because that's the first thing, and I'm like, maybe I'm thinking Wells because that's her last name. Oh yeah, definitely, Kiki, that's what I definitely think that. Rain boots, yes, they're like brown, wet boots is what I'm seeing. One man, that's what I'm seeing too. But anyways, that doesn't matter, right? Because that's just my intuition. That's my opinion. That's just what I see. Just like we can look at the Watts case differently. And here's why I made the title, Do You Actually Care About True Crime? Because as I looked over all these different missing people, not once have I ever heard or seen any of these true crime channels, the majority of them, mention any of these cases. Why do you think that is? First of all, I just want to ask you. Why do you think, since everybody says we have to get the word out about Summer Wells, that's why I keep doing these videos. We have to get the word out. Dude, the word's out on every single channel. Was dead before the sun went down that night. Ooh. Here's another thing that I get with the intuition. I got this intuition when I was in Walmart on the phone with my good friend. Almost like a metallic taste in my mouth, almost like poison. Or that could also mean drowning. Poison or drowning. They're even taking people out of parking lots like a Walmart, grocery stores, you name it, and they're taking them. As far as kidnapping them, boom. Look at that. Lisa, I completely agree. Now, there was a cycle that I was seeing because I did not start my channel on true crime. It kind of goes in whatever direction of what I'm interested in. And that could be even prank phone calling. It just depends on what mood I'm in. There you go, Gulf Coast Moa. But I realized after a while, my videos, if you look back, it was like Chris Watts. Now we're going to talk about Chris Watts. Now we're going to go to Furby 319. Now we're going to do a spirit box. Chris Watts, Chris Watts, Chris Watts. And then after a while, I was looking over my content. I'm like, dude, this is all Chris Watts. I am not true crime. I am not, I'm not going to crack a case. I need to move on. Okay. And if people want to watch my channel, they can fucking watch it for me and not Chris Watts. But it's a trend. And I know that feeling. I know that feeling of putting someone's name in your title and then you're getting views. And the reason I ask, do you actually care? Because now it seems like this Summer Wells case, yes, it's fresh. Yes, people are looking for her and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's terrible. But how is it going to help if you're talking about it every day and her face? Like, I could not put her face on any of my thumbnails knowing she's missing and knowing that that's what's ranking in your viewership. Does that make sense? So it makes me wonder, even some of the people that don't do true crime and they're talking about it, do they actually care? Or is that how they're getting attention towards their channel? Hey, Yvette, you're over Watts too? There's not going to be any more arrests. I don't think so either. Highly doubt anything else will happen in the case. I think you're right. And you know what? I always say this. Furby fucking woke up. Go to sleep. I always say this. If I ever see NK in public, now you guys may disagree, just like Beck says she thinks NK helped us CW. If I ever see NK in public, I want to give her a big hug and say, you know what, girl? I'm sorry for all the bullshit you've gone. Can you imagine? I mean, she wasn't that big into social media anyways, right? But I'll be like downtown or, I live in the area of, where she was interviewed. I'll just say that. And I always think I see her. I'll see a dark-haired ponytail. I'm like, whoo! And I would just want to run up and I want to hug her. I really do. Because listen, hide your knife. NK, in my personal opinion, like, have you guys ever fooled around with somebody and not known that they were married before? I have. I've even fooled around with somebody while their boyfriend watched because they were into that. I have been in so many different situations. Now, what if in that situation, was I a slut in that situation? Yeah, of course I was. Big trifling one. How do you think I got syphilis? Hello? But in those situations, I always look back and be like, oh my God, what if one of them ended up dead? You feel sorry for her? I do too. And I feel sorry for a lot of other people in this situation as well, but we're not going to go there. Okay? It's just my opinion. You hope NK can finally get some peace. Unfortunately, she had to wait till everyone else got sick of it. Yeah, I bet she gets really sick when she hears his name. So imagine that. Look, has anyone ever been a slut? Hit a 1 if you've been a slut before. Just do it. You don't have to, but hit a 1 if you've been a slut. Any time in your life, even a one-night stand, just once. And then you left and never called him again. Anyone? Multiple skank right here. Ooh, lots of sluts in the chat. Wow. All right, so what if on that one-night stand that you had, now I know this wasn't a one-night stand, okay, I know. Hey, Jessica over on Facebook, but what if the person you had a one-night stand with, all of a sudden their partner ended up killed? And then you're a suspect and you had no idea. You're like, wait a minute, what the fuck? What? Or let's say you went and had a one-night stand with somebody and they said, I'm going through a divorce right now. That's why you see family pictures around, stuff like that. So now shut up and do me. And then you did them and then you went home. And then come to find out their wife was just at work, but now their wife's murdered and you're a suspect. And now everybody in the world hates you all because you decided to spread your legs. Holy shit, oh my God, I would be, there's so many situations I could have been like that in because I used to be a slut. Hey, Tina. Thank you. He is Tina. You'd get a lawyer. So now all of a sudden, no, I mean, that's why God often says, lust leads and sin leads us to an unhappy life. I think NK is a perfect example of that. Do I think she's going to hell? No. You think she's guilty? Well, to each their own. That's a horrible feeling to live with. Now let's put yourself in her shoes. Maybe she did know more than we think she did, or more than she says. It's still a shitty situation. You were dating a guy who had a fiance he lived with, and he had 5 kids with his ex-wife. See? And now guess what, Jenna? Now the whole world hates you because of that, and you had no idea. So most of us, we're never going to know if she knew or not. But does that even really, does it really matter? Because DNA and investigating stuff and all that kind of stuff kind of sums stuff down, right? Now, I always see people say, oh, I think she's guilty. I think she knew. But how do we know that? You think she's evil? Okay, well, that's fair. We're all entitled to our own opinion. And I don't want to even dive into that conversation. What I'm saying is, see, you guys actually care. That's why you view, oh my God, Oscar. Folks, Oscar wants to go on Adam for Adam. That's That's a gay men's dating website, just so you know. Thank you for the announcement, Oscar. We'll never know. I think that's what keeps people hooked on this case. As viewers, yeah. Now, if you're on this end of it, and let's say that I wake up in the morning, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go live today and I want to talk about my spirituality, or maybe I want to talk about my sobriety, or maybe I want to have a fun stream and joke around. Maybe I want to do some readings. Now, if I've ever woke up or planned and said, you know what, I want to do a stream on Chris Watts, which thought comes to mind first? What interests me about the case? Or, ooh, I want to do a stream about Chris Watts. I wonder what I can say. No, that's already been said. Oh, we'll just do that again. We'll just watch another interrogation video. That'll do it. Do you see what I'm saying? So as far, hey Trinda, as far as this whole Summer Wells and any true crime case, before I click on someone's video from now on in true crime, unless it's somebody I watch consistently and know that they're, you know, a decent human being, scroll through their videos. How many videos are on the same subject? Now, of course, if it's all different stuff on the same subject, sure. Yeah, I don't mind. But come on, gang. Come on. It's played out there. No reason for a new Chris Watts video. There is no reason for a new Chris Watts video. I agree. Now, unless he opens his little mouth and says something else. But then again, who fucking knows if he's telling the truth? Seriously, who cares? He could change his story 10 million times and I really don't care. Okay? I have my thoughts on it and that's it. There's nothing new there. So when I've seen, and I have been interested to click on Summer Wells, oh, this maybe looks interesting, but I never have, because when my friend told me a few weeks ago, she's like, yeah, it's more interesting than the Chris Watts case. She's still missing and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, oh, fuck. I don't want to go down that road again, you know? Oh, yeah, that's very true, Beck. It's just their interpretation. And we all have our own interpretation on whatever. Ruby says people need to move on and leave the families to grieve. Well, I do agree with that and disagree at the same time, too, because, you know, look, if I'm grieving about something, I'm going to shut off the world and grieve or whatever. Unfortunately, and I've talked about this before, when something is public and it's a public crime case, people are going to talk about it, and it sucks. But I'm not going to watch you unless you have something interesting or new to bring to the table. That's and whether, you know, no matter whose side you're on or whatever you believe, I mean, true crime is true crime. There's going to be opposing views and stuff. So of course people are going to disagree with it. What's for sale on Amazon? They put Watts in their titles for views, and they said they make more off the videos than any other video. That is true. That's true. Look, if there was something interesting to talk about with that, of course, talk about it. But I'm seeing a trend, and maybe you guys caught on to it before me, but there's some creators that I'm like, dude, they've been talking about this case for the whole time, and I'm not. Every time I've clicked on their videos, maybe I've participated in their chats. You know, that's why I like to be a part of the true crime community. I like talking to people about their points of views and stuff. But when you're doing something over and over and over again, oh, Furby's for $250. Wow, I think I got mine for like $25. Velisca axe murders. That one's very interesting. That's a very interesting case. But my point here is there's so many. Look in your area. There's so many cases. So when I second guess when there's some true crime creators that I've been watching, because they often say, you know, this case needs attention. This case isn't solved and it needs attention. And I'm like, that's all I'm seeing on YouTube is this case. It has tons of attention. Is it the case that needs attention, or is it you that needs attention? Because looking through here, scrolling through my Colorado missing persons report, holy shit. You guys ever go to the grocery store in Walmart and you have that little board that says missing child or missing person? I look at that board often when I go there because I'm out in public very often. So, I want to see if maybe there's a familiar face. Maybe I'll register it in my head and see, where did I see that person? Oh, yeah, I saw it on that bulletin board. I'm not seeing that on any of these channels. I'm seeing the same names over and over, and I don't think it's because they care. And I'm not talking about one specific person either. Some people tag CW title and then don't even talk about the case. I know. Your kids are 29 and 24, and you have the original ones. And $15. That's so cool. Mine's a pink one. You're only watching a couple of videos about Summer Wells, and I'm picky. Well, of course, she is a 5-year-old child that's missing, and that's terrible. It's crazy. But I don't know, maybe it's my intuition. I see right through people that say that they care, and that's the only thing they've been talking about. And plastering her name and her face. And it makes me almost disgusted with myself for as many times as I talked about the Watts case. Now, was I interested every time? Yes. But there were some things that I did over and over. I went to the house multiple times because different people asked me to go. But then after a while, it's like, there's nothing left there. All cases need attention. Exactly. So when we're saying stuff like we need to respect the family and stop talking about this, I see it differently. I think we need to respect other families and start talking about other cases. Now, am I a true crime channel? No. But if I see something that sparks my interest, or if I could bring attention to something, I'm going to do it. So I'm going to start looking at my missing persons reports every day and trying to cover or at least show a missing picture of somebody each time I come live. That's the least that I can do. You can't go down the CW rabbit hole again. That's why I don't get into Summer Wells' case. It makes you sad. Yeah, and there's some look, for the longest time, my friend Christy with a K, her and I have been planning to cover The Night Stalker, and I cannot get myself to watch The Night Stalker on Netflix because I have a weak stomach, and I heard that it's just really gross. I'm interested in it, but there's just some things that hold me back from watching certain cases or things, and there's of course other things that I'm interested in as well besides true crime. But please, as a viewer in the true crime community, please, people talk about, oh, they're exploiting this, they're doing that. You can tell when somebody cares about something because they're actually going to have a genuine feeling towards it. So I'm going to say it, and I'm going to be real fucking blunt here. Let me just pull a name out of the bucket. Here we go. Real handsome guy, too. Wow, he actually looks familiar. Westminster, Colorado. Missing person. Ricky Mathis. 41 years old. Missing since August 13th of 2017. Never heard of his name before. So if you see that, and he looks like a happy guy here, let me show you. Let me show you his picture. Let me show you real fast. So as I'm looking at this guy's picture, see him right here? Ricky Mathis, 41 years old. Looks like a happy guy. He has a family, I'm sure. He has friends, I'm sure. Yeah, he's 41, he's an adult, but he's still a human being. Let's scroll down. Oh, look at this. 20 years old, younger guy, Cameron L. Brown, missing since February 15th of 2017. So looking at this face and then look at Summer Wells, she's younger, and obviously freshly missing. So of course you want to jump on that because there's still a chance. It's very fresh. Maybe there's still a chance. Well, in my personal opinion, her face is no different than this face, any other face of a missing person, because they all have family members. All of these faces have families, people that care about them. So when I'm choosing, oh, it's not scary, Celeste. Is it gross? Is my question, Celeste. Is it gross? I could do scary, but gross. I went vegan for like 6 years because of a gross movie. But anyways, the reason people aren't reaching out and maybe covering these cases, maybe it's been a long time, they're not as fresh. Whatever it is, I'm going to be blunt and say it. Summer Wells is a name that pops out to you that is getting you a view. Chris Watts is a name that's popular and it's popping out and it's getting you a view. People don't even, it's not even about Shanann and the kids anymore. It's Chris Watts, Chris Watts, Chris Watts. You watch many different things on YouTube. There seems to be so much drama. Yeah, big time. Have you noticed how attractive they all are? That's very true. They are very, very beautiful people. It's disturbing to know that there's that many people out there that kill or abduct and we wouldn't know it. Exactly. And you know what's crazy? Okay, this may be because I'm like a conspiracy theorist type person. I love watching that kind of stuff. Do you ever think, of course it happens. All of these people that go missing and even cases now that maybe it's easy to set people up, because I'm really into looking into things when people are set up and stuff like that. Do you ever think there's like this lifelong serial killer that's just out there getting away with shit nonstop and people are mind boggled? They're like, oh my God, maybe it's this because they were having an affair. Or maybe it's this and the serial killer's just sitting back like, you're never going to catch me. You want to know why that is? Because we're too busy focusing on one freaking case that's popular. That's why. So there's all these people going missing and they're just under the radar because we're too focused on the ones that are popular. Like actors, white teeth. Summer Wells has an aunt that went missing 12. I've read that today, Sky Maiden. I didn't know that until today, that Summer Wells has an aunt that went missing 12 years ago who was never found. Yeah, there's so many things you can speculate because you're like, is it somebody in the family? Is it this? Is it that? We can speculate till the cows come home. And I love talking about mystery and crime. I love that. That's the whole, we all have in common that we all want to get down to the truth, right? Because we do. It's all about, I love you, Chantel. It's all about getting down to the truth. That's why when I see somebody repeatedly using Summer Wells' name in a video, and is it about a month now that she's been gone? Ooh, yeah, the Zodiac Killer. About a month that she's gone missing, right? I don't even know. And I've seen that name pop up over and over and over. And I'm just saying, like, if you really actually care, if you really care and you're into true crime and you're into, solving mysteries and stuff like that, let us know about the case as a viewer. Okay? And I'll do the same if I ever am interested enough to cover another true crime case. Let us know about the case, give us the deets, and then move on to the next one. Unless there's new information. A month and a half. Okay. 7 weeks. And yeah, putting her face out there and, of course it's going to help. But there's all these other faces that need. I mean, look, these have been missing for 4+ years, these people. No fucking trace. That's what needs to be attention brought to them too. And I don't get it. It's almost like you're picking one over the other. And I get it with age and, gets more sensitive when there's younger people involved and stuff like that. Or, people are like, oh, well, this person's a mother or this or that. But in my personal opinion, a human is a human. Oh, her sister's case has been reopened. They've age progressed the photo and they're trying to find her again. You're talking about her aunt? Summer Wells' aunt. She went missing June 15th. Thank you. Think about that. Think about, I mean, look how big the world is, right? See, my mind always gets to thinking too much. It's like when people go missing, there's only so many places that they can go unless you live by the ocean. Then, I mean, that's pretty easy. But think about all the different places in the world. There's all these different people missing. Like, where the hell are they? And how do people get away with shit with all the cameras we have nowadays? It's weird. Now, about an hour from you, poor precious baby. Aw. Can I ask you, Katie, how far is the ocean from? I know it's like pretty far because that's Tennessee, right? How far is the ocean? How far of a drive would that be? Over 400,000 missing kids in the USA. That's a lot. 4 to 6 men from the family that are locked up for it. That's terrible. You live in Tennessee as well. You need to be the voice of all children. All, yeah. And, there's a lot of victims out there that are adults. And it's just like when I talk about bugs, how like some people will kill moths, but they won't kill butterflies. It's kind of the same thing in true crime. We'll look at one and be like, oh, that name's not popular enough. I'm not going to talk about it. Hello, Crystal over on Facebook. It's about a 6-hour drive. Okay. I just asked that because my intuition, sand, water, drain. That's what I keep seeing when I think about this. 35 to 40. Wow, lots of people are close to this. Okay, Jenna. Yeah, I need to eat something too. Guys, I've been like sick. I haven't been able to eat. Ugh. I need to go pretty soon and go do that myself. But I wanted to get on and make that point because you know what? I'm not going to click on any of these videos anymore because it's pointless. All you're seeing is the same thing pop up over and over and over and over and over again, and nothing's getting done. And it's right there in clear sight for you to see. This person is using people's names for views. And yeah, we're on YouTube. We all want views, right? But as somebody who actually gives a shit about people, it's really starting to bug me. Good morning, Mitch. Bye. Have a good night at work. You have a sore throat. Lufa, I feel like I feel really hot. Like I keep getting hot flashes and my tummy hurts, and it's been bad. And anxiety's been really bad too. I think because my dentist appointment tomorrow, because the dentist makes me nervous. And they take focus away from what they're covering a lot of the time. Yeah. And it's like I said before, it's that Gale Weathers syndrome. You agree with me? Well, here's the thing. This is why, look, listen, if I made my channel a true crime channel, I'd probably fail at it and I would like shut my shit down within like a week or two. Angie, I just started taking Effexor again yesterday, and I think, and I stopped the gabapentin cold turkey, so maybe that's why I'm feeling ugh. Alien abduct. Oh my god, dude, that's what I was gonna say, but I didn't want to sound crazy. I think it could be possible, or people are getting kidnapped to build an army when the New World Order comes. I'm real into conspiracies. Oh, you think it's trafficking? Well, see, if I was a true crime channel, I would fail at it. You want to know why? It's not that I don't care, because I do. Hey, Lokamai, it's not that I don't care. It's that I'm sorry, but some things just don't interest me. And that's the truth. Now, I'm not saying all of these people and Summerwells and Chris Watts, I'm not saying that I'm not interested. What I'm saying is I leave it up to the big guys, law enforcement and stuff to cover something. Now, if I feel like something can be helpful, of course I'm going to share it, whether it's a missing dog, a dog needing to be adopted, a person needing to be found, anything like that. My channel is a vlogging channel, and I talk about whatever the hell interests me, whether could be a ghost, It could be menopause. It could be anything. It could be my Tickle Me Elmo, whatever it is. If I were to do true crime, and that's why I don't, I would just be getting on here probably reading shit. Okay, because if you're a true crime channel, and here's where I might offend some people. As a true crime channel, you want to cover true crime, and true crime gets views from people. Unfortunately, it's only the top stories that people care about. Sorry if I offended you. That's the truth. What makes any crime case different from these ones that we've never heard about? You know what it is? It's that it's popular. That's it. Hey, Jackie K. It's that it's popular. He never flat out says aliens or Bigfoot. Wait, who are you talking about? Whose channel are you talking about? Oh, I hope the dentist went good, Locomai. Too many gray areas in the Chris Watts case. I think it's aliens. My dad's doing better. He's home resting. He does need to quit smoking cigarettes, though. Hey, Suzanne. Whichever case gets big, most people run with it. That's what is disappointing. And that's really because there was for a while there, once, because I love paranormal stuff. I love crime and stuff like that. But for a while there, when I was starting to go run around with another creator and we were doing a lot of investigations, or I went to the hotel, that was fun and interesting. But then there was a couple of cases that I'm not going to lie that I really didn't know anything about. They were just in my area. And we kind of just ran with it because it was another case to cover. And I know it sounds shitty of me to say, oh, I really wasn't that interested in that case. But I really should I say which ones I wasn't really interested in? It's kind of bad if I do, though, right? But I just wasn't. It was just a close case to go to. For example, Jessica Ridgway. You want to know why I wasn't that interested in it? Because it was already solved. Going and doing the paranormal part, now that was interesting. But there's some things where I wouldn't make it as a true crime channel because I'm a Gemini and you really got to spark my interest in order for me to get hooked on something. And I don't want to just do something just to do it and be like, okay, I'm true crime. So now I'm going to talk about this other case and we're only going to talk about the popular ones. If people are getting offended, they are too soft for you. Yeah, and today's a real softy day. I haven't even really cussed on my channel today. Did you see that Scott Peterson is testifying in that Kristen Smart case? No, I did not. See, that's something that's interesting. Not every case is going to pique your interest. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, it doesn't. But it also makes you wonder, how honestly, and you can be honest with me. How much right now do you think there truly is to talk about in the Summerwells case that needs to be covered? I want to know because I don't know a lot about it. So if you could fill me in. Anyone? The fact that we need to put her face out there, yes, absolutely. But for somebody to go live consistently, maybe every day about it or something, anybody? Anyone? I could think of one thing and one thing only. Not too much. There's nothing else to talk about. Nothing new at all. Hey, just Carrie. I'm waiting for someone to give me something. No, I didn't think so. Too murky and effed from the start by the police. Oh, I definitely agree with that. I definitely, and that's why there are good things about social media when it comes to talking about a case. But when you get on your channel and you say, I want to bring attention to this, I want to help, this is what I think, this is my opinion, maybe based on evidence or whatever, this is what I think, we need to get this out there and help. Then you put that video out there in the universe for everyone to see. Why are you making 20 more after that saying the same shit? I know why, because that name is getting you more views each and every single day. Is it wrong to get views? No, but in my personal opinion, it's wrong to use someone's name like that who's a victim for that purpose. That's just my opinion. Okay? All they have is family interviews arguing the way social media is portraying them and screaming. I didn't do it. Well, of course. I mean, people are going to point the fingers left and right, just like they're still doing to NK and God knows who else in the Chris Watts case. Okay? It's just regurgitated. Exactly. In speculation and finger pointing, and that's where lawsuits come in. You don't want that, do you? So as somebody who I do, love a good true crime documentary, maybe a paranormal documentary, real interesting, good stuff, which, yes, Christy, I promise I'm going to watch. I'll probably watch Night Stalker tomorrow after my oral surgery because I'll have nothing better to do. And then I probably won't want to eat. So if it grosses me out, I won't want to eat anyways. But I'm only going to watch something if I'm interested. And to these channels that I've gone to for a while and all I'm seeing is the same stuff, please don't disappoint me anymore, please. And listen, I'm not pointing fingers in any certain direction. But stop regurgitating the same shit. Parents are truthful now. You know what I'm going to do? Now that I have, and I'm not going to talk about it on my channel, but I am going to look, now that I have my intuition, I will click and try to look more. And if anybody can point me in the right direction of a good channel or news station that's reporting on Summer Wells, I would like to kind of know what's going on with it. However, you ain't gonna see that pop up on my channel. I'm not going to talk about it. You've been saying you're going to watch it I know, Tammy. I can't see again. I can't. I'm so interested. Like, okay, the Night Stalker, to me, he's so interesting, and I'm so interested in the fact that he stayed at the Cecil Hotel. It's so interesting. And I'm incredibly in the Interview Room. Okay, is that a YouTube channel? Because I will look that up. Oh, wow. Lots of you saying the Interview Room. Okay, or It's a Crime. I do like It's a Crime. If I'm interested in something and I know it's going to gross me out, I can't. I know, it's weird. Chasing Truth is a great channel when it comes to Summer Wells. Also, Tiffany Marie, they've worked very hard on this case. Night Stalker is extremely interesting. See, I know, people keep telling me that. And I promised Christy, I was like, I'll watch it this week. And then each time they start talking about his teeth or like something gross he did, I'm like, ugh, it grosses me out. So I'm just going to have to suck it up. Scale from 1 to 10. 1 being not as gross, 10 being the grossest. How gross is the Night Stalker? Because how gross is it? I'm scared. They're just going to one interview and taking the information back to their channel and interpreting. That's another thing. He wasn't 10. It's really gross. And Ruby says 4. That's another thing. If you're going to do true crime, I want you to investigate and I want you to study. That way you're giving factual information. Please don't come over here reading to me an article that I can read myself. Please. Ooh, see, even 7 is too gross for me. You haven't seen The Night Stalker? All right, Gulf Coast Mama, how about we agree to watch it at the same time? Hey, Miss Teely. Hey, Karen. Yes, he is. Thank you for the prayers. Please keep praying for him because he does have a blockage in his heart, I believe they said it was. 7 is too gross, too. All right, I'm just going to have to suck it up because I'm really interested. Like the Night Stalker, just any home invasion thing terrifies me, but I love watching it because it's so interesting. Like, that's why I was so interested in the Tate LaBianca murders. I think that's like, if I had a favorite to choose from as far as crime cases, it is the Tate LaBianca murders. Because it's just crazy. Okay, think about this. One crazy person is weird enough. How do crazy people find each other is the more odd thing that I'm interested in, as far as like, thank you, Monique, as far as, you know, the Manson family and all that. How does that conversation even come about? Like, hey, you want to go kill some people? Yeah, let's go. What are you waiting for? Oh, let me put on my shoes. Why do you need shoes? We don't want to leave shit for DNA as evidence. Fucking get in the car, grab a knife, and let's go. Helter skelter, yeah. Just that kind of stuff is interesting to me. Just the mindset, you know? And I truly am interested in cases that have already been solved, because then you can dive deeper into what made them do it, you know? And of course, if they're unsolved, of course you want to get into it and help, but it makes your brain hurt and it makes people argue. Real crime scene pictures and they're gross. Oh, fuck. Prince Charming's mom, I can't do that. All right, Gulf Coast mama, we're going to have to do it together. That's why Watts was scary, though, to me. Her friend waited to make sure she made it safely inside, not knowing the real danger was behind the door in her own home. See, and then of course it's interesting and fun for us to speculate. What do you think happened after the door closed? But really, is there any factual evidence to any of that? No, it's just all of our opinions. Feel me? Ted Bundy is I never really got into Ted Bundy. Jeffrey Dahmer, his case was interesting. But I never really got into those ones as much. Just I don't know why. There are certain ones where I'm like, okay, I've seen enough. I've heard enough. I would watch it live, Tammy, if it wasn't for copyright. I would. The Night Stalker. See, here's where it gets me. I like paranormal stuff a lot. I like it more than actual like crime, true crime and stuff like that, unless it's like a good mystery. But with the Night Stalker, like, my intuition tells me there was something big time demonic going on there. You could see it in his eyes. You just see it in his eyes. Watch The Fall on Netflix. Murder Mountain. See, now you're giving me all the... See, that's another thing too. My attention span can only take so much, and I have to really be interested in something in order to give it any attention. Be so fun to hang out with you. Look up Alan Laguerre. God, there are so many good ones. But see, when it comes to paranormal stuff, like even when I went to the Watts house, that house has a negative energy. But I think it could possibly be an imprint, if you guys know what that is. Like when something bad happens and just replays over and over and over again. I know this is like the unpopular... Oh my God, the Toy Box Killer is he's a fucking sicko. That's a sick one. When people look at Watts, they're like, his eyes. You see evil in his eyes. Now, I'm the unpopular opinion. I don't get into it because I don't like to offend people. I know that there's people it could offend, but when I looked into Chris Watts' eyes, I felt bad for him. And that was just my intuition. I'm not going to go any further from that. But I see something different. I don't see evil. And, you know, everyone's like, oh my God, didn't you read body language? I don't believe in body language experts, but I do believe the eyes are the window to our soul. And I don't see a psychopath in Chris Watts. Do I see a psychopath in Richard Ramirez? Oh, fuck yes, I do. When you look at Charles Manson, yeah, look at his fucking eyes, dude. He's evil. There's evil in some people. Oh, it's about a serial killer. Yeah, I'm more into the paranormal part of it. You know, and there's some people, there's like serial killers, there's people that snap. Like, look at James Holmes. His eyes, I mean, he was fucking crazy looking in his eyes. And And that's something when you look at serial killers, maybe their old pictures or their mugshots or whatever, you may disagree with me, but when I've looked at Chris Watts, I've never seen that. I've never seen, but that's just my opinion. I've never seen like, what's the word I'm looking for? I've sensed evil around the Chris Watts case, but I've never sensed him to be evil, if that makes sense. And a lot of you are probably like, what are you talking about? He killed his family and stuff. Just my opinion. I'm going to leave it at that. Israel Keys is really interesting and scary. Ooh, I'm going to have to write some of these down because Israel Keys. Chris Watts looked defeated and broken. That is a very good way to put it. You think he snapped? That's a good way to put it too, Brandy. Yeah. Yeah, I have, and that's why people are like, you're a Chris Watts sympathizer. I'm like, yeah, I think I am. I think I might be. You threw your wine down the toilet. Ah, good. You know, I haven't smoked a cigarette or drink it. Now I need to work on the junk food part, but I haven't smoked a cigarette or drank alcohol in over 2 weeks. Look up Ted Bundy. He was in Netherland, Colorado. Yeah, he didn't. It was Ted Bundy that escaped out of a prison out here in Colorado, right? Albert Fish. Okay, I'm going to put that name on the list too. Albert Fish. Thank you. Thank you, Wild Style Blogs. Yeah, see, there's some that I'm just like, Hey, AJ. Thank you. I appreciate that. I wasn't going to tell anybody until about a month. I don't know why. I just wanted to tell you right now. Hypnotized or under a spell. You're talking about Watts? Well, I have... See, that's why I don't talk about it anymore either. There's nothing left to talk about. Nobody gives a fuck about my opinion. But I do feel bad for the guy. I think there was lots of things that could have been done differently, no matter what angle you look at it from. And of course, I feel bad for the entire family, everybody. Don't watch Hannibal series on Netflix. Ew. Yeah, see, make believe when they like the movie, the Saw franchise and all of that kind of stuff. I don't care to watch. Look, if somebody's getting stabbed to death, we could use our imagination. You don't need to show us details. That's why I love, as far as scary movies, the Scream franchise, because it's really not that gross. You know, it gets to the point, but there's mystery to it. That's why I'm so excited for January to come for the 5th Scream. And I like that kind of stuff. And I'd prefer that it be make-believe rather than real, you know, because then nobody actually gets hurt. Can't tell you how many times I've cried for Drew Barrymore. Okay? And that's fake. Elliot Roger. Wow, you guys are giving me so many different things to look up. Elliot Roger. You hate stabbing scenes? See, in Scream, I can take the stabbing because it's like, it's fake, but it's not cheesy fake. Like, it gets to the point, like, okay, we get it. They're stabbed. You don't have to show us all the nasty stuff. I cannot watch the Saw franchise. That's like torture porn. There's no need for that. And I'm just going to go out on a limb and say it. I think movies are a lot of the problem. And you know what? Getting to the point of this video and the point that I've made today, I think that movies and popularity, and I won't spoil the end of Scream 4 for you, but this is a perfect example. Perfect example. If you guys have seen the movie Scream 4, you know the ending and you know the purpose of the killings in that movie. Same thing as a lot of people, I think, committing true crime or reporting true crime. Okay, so a line that the killer uses in Scream 4 is they say, friends, I don't need friends, I need fans. Think about that and apply that to the true crime community. Think about that and apply that to, and that's another good thing about Scream is it's very meta, you know, references itself, and it's so true. do people actually really care about true crime, or do they care about the fans that come with the true crime? There's people that commit crimes maybe because they saw a movie. Maybe they saw a movie. What was the case? Help me out. The girl that got stabbed to death by those two boys, and they were younger, and the girl was house sitting. And they showed up in masks, and they turned off her electricity in the house, and they stabbed her to death. And they filmed themselves. They said, "We're going to go kill so-and-so." And then they filmed themselves afterwards and said, "We just killed her. Oh my God, I can't believe we just killed her." And they did it because it was like they wanted to make their own movie. Not Slender Man. You don't have to accomplish anything. You just have to have fucked up shit happen to you. Exactly. Very true. They do. You do become celebrities. You become a celebrity if you're a victim. You become a celebrity if you're a killer. They say Scream is based on the Gainesville Ripper. That's where the idea of the movie Scream came from. A huge chunk of the YouTube community. Don't need friends, I need fans. Yeah. And they do become famous. Anybody know the name of that girl? Who was that girl? They did it because they watched scary movies and they wanted to kill her. It really is kind of recent too. And that, in my personal opinion, because look, as a vlogging channel, Cassie Joe, thank you. That's who it was, Cassie Joe Stoddart. Think about it. Now, when you start a YouTube channel, okay, I started mine to vlog. There are certain things that I talk about that people can fucking care less about. Some things people care more about. If I'm ever on here cussing anybody out, people care a lot about that and they tune into that and they like to clip it. It just depends. Now, as a vlogger, I need to, yes, Cassie, thank you. Hey, Alexandra. As a vlogger, you just have to go with anything goes, right? And if people like you for who you are, they like you no matter what that is. Fuck it. No matter what mood you're in, or people maybe hate watch you as well. When you commit yourself to being a true crime channel, you're going to have to pretend, and it sounds shitty, pretend to be interested in these cases. And you're doing it because you've built an audience off of true crime. So you have to continue to pretend like you like every single case or you're interested, which we know that's fucking bullshit. As a Gemini, I have a very short attention span. Okay? We know that's bullshit. Randy Stair is a creepy true crime story. I'm going to have to write that one down too. So as a vlogging channel, and that's why when somebody said, there's drama that goes around it and stuff, unfortunately, I have learned that. And there is nothing in the world worth having drama for views. And let me tell you why. Gemini's rule. Amen. Because I have got on here and cussed people out plenty of times recently, even. Hell. It is not worth people coming after you, going after your family, calling your job, calling your places of income. No view in the world is worth people going into your real life. And as a vlogger, I'm a real human being and I put my real self on here. And so when I piss real people off, it really affects me. Now, there may be some people that they get on and they don't show their face on YouTube or their real name or whatever it is, and there's reasons for that. Lots of Geminis. But I think if you are going to get on here and talk about stuff, I mean, maybe people look at it as like a news anchor job. Do you really think those news anchors care about every fucking case they're talking about or everything they're talking about? No. It's like in, what is that movie, Bruce Almighty? He's at a fucking they always send him on the shitty news reporting things, like stupid cats getting dressed up like a cat fashion show and shit. You think they give a shit about every case they're going to cover? No. But there are some people, and this is kind of where I'm wrapping up and closing in my main point here, because I think I got my point across. There's some people on here that, how do I say this nicely? Because I want to say it nicely. Ooh, it's a job. Yeah, it is. But how about a little authenticity, transparency? If you're going to get on and talk about something, I would prefer that you care about what you're fucking talking about, because here's where it's going to sound like I'm being an asshole. And I have to apply this to myself as well. There are some people that, I'm just going to have to say it the mean way, because there's no way to say this nicely. And if you're offended by this, then maybe I am talking about you. But this is a blanket statement. If you're getting on YouTube or anywhere, whether you're showing your face or not, maybe you're not showing your face, maybe you are, and you're wanting to make a name for yourself, you're wanting to make a channel and people know who you are or whatever. And so you're grabbing at every angle you can, and maybe popular topics, or let's say you grab Summer Wells, you grab Chris Watt's name, you grab those things that you know are getting attention. You have to remember, once those fade away, you're going to have to pretend to be interested in true crime after that. Because the audience that you're going to attract is true crime. So you may have to wait 5-10 years for a big top story headline case to come around again after that. So what are you going to do in the meantime? What are you going to do in the meantime? You're going to talk about those same cases again. Over and over and over again. Now, there are some people that maybe they want you to come over to their channel for, clickbait chasers. Maybe they want you to come over to their channel because, they're wanting to start anything besides true crime. But in order to get you over there, they do the true crime. That's why I was very, very, very clear, even when I was covering Chris Watts or whatever I'm interested in. I always tell people I'm a vlogging channel, because hey, Rachel, when I'm interested in something, that's what I'm going to talk about. It just depends on what it is. Yeah, over and over and over again, Lady D. Exactly. I mean, shit, give it a rest already, huh? But if you've noticed, it's switching over, and that's why I'm not. I will be watching the Summer Wells stuff, but I'm not going to talk about that shit. And if I do talk about true crime, it's going to be one of these people that I showed you on the screen that it needs attention brought to. Or it's going to be one that's solved, that's really interesting. Just because I love just the mystery and the craziness of stuff like the Gainesville Ripper and the Night Stalker and stuff. Like, that's fascinating to talk about. And it's fascinating to get people's points of views on the mentality and all of that. It's just interesting. Chris Watt's case, it's sad. Yes. And I don't want to offend anybody when I say this either, but I mean, it is interesting to watch. I'm not into body language experts. I think they're bullshit, in my personal opinion. I think everybody acts differently. But when people continuously watch, they'll play stuff over and over, like interviews in a case over and over and over again. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I don't know. Maybe you're interested in watching that over and over. However, if I'm interested in something, I'm probably just going to go directly to the video and watch it. That's just my personal opinion. what's the word for it? If you ran out of content, you're just putting somebody else's on the screen and you're recycling it and making it new content. Oh, I'm glad too. Wild Style Vlogs. You've been on the same case 3+ years, and that's okay. My subs really care. But hey, bingo. Of course, if you care about something and you're passionate about something, of course. But it's very clear. I mean, when people say, like, let's say I said, I'm a true crime channel. Well, then you better expect me to do some damn true crime. Not just one popular one. Maybe a different case each time you see me. Maybe an update on a case if there's updates or whatever. But if you're doing one case and that is the only thing you're doing and it's a popular topic, in my personal opinion, bullshit. It's bullshit. Exactly, Angelina. And yeah, I could understand the family, having enough of that bullshit because they probably go through enough. Would that cover everyday crime? Yeah, there's no point. There is no point in covering a case, especially that's unsolved. Because then you're just, it is interesting to go back and be like, maybe we missed this or that or this part or that. But most of the time it's like, I see right through the bullshit. You know what pisses me off is people who act like they have body language and psychology degrees in the comments when the only education they have is from YouTube. Hey, you guys may take offense to this too, but I think body language experts, I think it's bullshit. Psychology is kind of bullshit in itself. I'm just going to leave it at that. No one person is the same. Like, yeah, we all have different traits, but everybody does something different. People are really good at covering up lies. Sometimes people are really good at covering up being nervous, and some people aren't. Everybody does different things when they're nervous. So when people are like, oh, this means that, you don't fucking know that. Unless you know that person, you don't know that. Talk about how to deal with loneliness and chronic illness, but I don't think there would be as many people interested in listening to any of that. I would. I'm interested in a lot of different stuff. But people that are like, oh, this person's a narcissist or that. Again, every time I hear the word narcissist and then I look it up and stuff, I'm like, that's like a compliment in my opinion. Now, narcissists are supposedly, they don't care about other people, right? Or their feelings. Maybe that's the only thing that cuts me off from being a narcissist, because I do care about other people, but I care about myself the most. So when people are like, you're a narcissist, I'm like, that's kind of a compliment. Body language experts too. Like my doctor diagnosing me with PMDD because I'm sensitive. Body language experts are BS. Oh my God, anytime somebody wants to cut somebody down, that's the go-to word on YouTube. They're just a narcissist. I'm like, thank you. That's what I'm going for. No, I don't think I'm an actual narcissist because, they truly don't care about anybody else's feelings. But, yeah, you are supposed to love yourself, Sugar Ant. You do not come across as a narcissist. Cold case of... a YouTube podcast dude helped solve the cold case. Hey, if you can help, again, Gail Weathers. If you can be a true Gail Weathers, be one. And you know what? In the first Scream movie, I saw Gail Weathers is not giving a shit. She wanted to be on top. She wanted to be successful. But as you get to the fourth one, her character slowly becomes, you can tell she actually does care. There's a lot of people that are just Gail Weathers who doesn't give a shit. There's too much narcissist BS. I don't think Chris Watts was a narcissist either. Lots of people say, I'm like, I think he was too self-conscious to be a narcissist. Just my opinion. Your whole family's narcissists? Oh, everybody has a little bit of narcissism in them. Who cares? You know what? We get down on ourselves when we don't love ourselves. Would you rather hate yourself or be a narcissist? I'd rather be a narcissist. You don't think he is either, Crystal? Well, it depends, Wild Style Vlogs. You know what? There are some things I'm very selfish about, rightfully so. And the number one thing is me. You know, when I was younger, I feel like I always let people push me around or pick on me in school or whatever it was, and I always wanted to live to like please other people. And in my late 20s, coming up, I'll be 40 next year, I started being like, fuck people. Fuck them. Unless they're going to be nice. I agree, Jennifer. He is a bad liar. You don't think he was a narcissist? It was a sad outcome. You're talking about the Watts case? It was, obviously. They're actually really insecure, but Chris displays his insecurity too much to be a narcissist. Well, yeah, because I mean, he really didn't have like that rockin' body and everything until, you know, a little bit before all that happened. So I'm sure that goes along with the insecurities as well. Very selfish with your, me too. You know what, Sugar Ant? I've waited until later in my life to do that. I have waited way too long in my life to be selfish. Because the more selfish I am now, the better off I feel. You know, I'm not in a relationship. And of course, you want to let the people in your life that you care about know that you care, but you're not going to be a caring person unless you care for yourself first. You feel me? So I always care for myself first, every day. Your story never changes. Chris Watts is a monster, period. Who cares if he's a narcissist? Just saying. Would you try to uplift people? Mostly self-love is confidence, not narcissism. Still wasn't that rockin'. You're better looking. Oh, well, thanks. You were a very mean person until you found Jesus. Amen to that. All right, guys, I need to get off of here. I feel like I'm going to pass out. I need to go eat something. Usually trying to control you. I've noticed that, you know, being on YouTube is a very interesting place. I don't think I've ever been judged as much, or it's just very weird. Because to me, this is a form of social media for me. And it's just very weird when, you know, people, you can get on here and have like a fun giveaway stream or whatever it is. And like if people don't like you, it's crazy to know that there's actually people out there that will dedicate their time to not only not liking you, but making sure other people don't like you with them. It's just odd. I think that's another reason why I hadn't been streaming in like, I don't know, it's been almost a week. Just because I wanted to be a viewer. I forgot what it was like to be just a viewer. And I've been watching everybody. Dave cares. Dave, I care about you. But I just sometimes miss just being a viewer. Hey, Monique. You feel me? Just miss logging in and knowing what it's like to kind of be invisible. Plus, I felt like crap. Have a good one, Brandy. Yeah, I'm hypoglycemic, Angela, so it is fun to watch. And then, you know, sometimes, and even if you don't have a channel, I think it's more tiring to be in chats and typing and stuff, because with me, I have OCD, so I don't want to be rude. So if someone says hi, you say hi, and then you want to say hi to the other person, then you're involved in chat and your neck's down all the time and you're always typing. Like taking a little bit of a break and just relaxing and just watching for a while without chatting or anything. Hey, Down Under Crime Talks. It kind of helped my neck muscles and it kind of got rid of my headaches for a couple of days. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Unmasked, here we go. Good. Bye, Sugar Ant. Anyways, guys, I'm going to go be a viewer the rest of the night, or maybe just even a listener. Just plug in the headphones and listen. Don't chat, don't look, don't nothing, just listen. That's good too. You have a ghost channel? That could be a good thing sometimes. See, I like getting on here, and like today I didn't even plan on going live. I actually canceled my live stream from tonight because the person I was going to have on, our timing didn't match up, and I wasn't going to go live at all. And then here I am, hour and a half later. Bye, BS. So please, each day when I get on here, and of course I'm not a true crime channel, but I'm going to show as many missing people as I can in my area or across the world. That is what I'm going to do. I know, Monique, it's hard to be nice back sometimes. It's hard. Love you, Angie. All right, guys. Was that all? I think that's all I wanted to bitch and complain about today. And I hope you guys have a really beautiful day. It's now evening here. Bye, checking convictions. Yeah, so again, I will be watching as a viewer. Of course, I watch all true crime cases, Summer Wells and all that stuff. But don't expect me to be covering that case because I just don't want to. There are only a couple of people I might say hi to or something. I need to start doing that as well. Just relaxing more often. You know what I'm saying? Not like, because YouTube is very exhausting. It's the most exhausting form of social media that I have. Because you're consistently catching up on comments or emails and stuff. It's not just on here. And plus, I'm a viewer. Not only do I have a channel, but I'm a viewer as well, and I do a lot of chatting. That's what I spend most of my time doing on YouTube, and watching a lot of true crime. Funny stuff I don't so much watch anymore. I need to start doing that again. Joyce Meyer, spiritual stuff. I love all that kind of stuff. And I love talking about that kind of stuff. But it annoys me when people use popular names every single day and nothing else. And that's what I wanted to talk about. And I think I got it out of my system. Missing person it's important and it's interesting. Okay. Yeah, I really am more of a viewer than a YouTuber too. I really am. I watch a lot. I watch and listen all day long. Bye, Sky Maiden. Clout chaser. Yeah, and you know what? I guess in a sense we're all clout chasers because, without, especially if you're doing true crime or something, because without a topic or without something, you don't have something. But all I'm saying from my point in this is if we really do care about true crime, I think that we need to bring awareness to the not so popular cases as well. That's all I'm asking. Because it is disappointing when you see people say, oh, I care. And they're needing to spread the word at an already popular case. The word is already spread, just like your legs. Move on to something else. Totally, you're addicted to YouTube. Okay, anyways, I gotta go. I love you guys. I hope you have a beautiful day. I'm gonna go pass out. No chance. No, dance.